Oh my God, help me, Father Jesus. Okay, so apparently, I was just laughing because I just made another video that I'm not going to post it because it's too much, but someone had just left a comment on one of my videos. I don't even remember which one, but I think it's a recent one. And saying that you have a terrible voice, get off of YouTube. And so I just did a responding video. But I think it's jumped the shark. I think it's jumped the shark, so I'm not going to publish it. Anyway, I can't really account for this person's taste or lack thereof. I mean, I can only say that most people who have heard me speak, they kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that my voice has a nice range to it, and it just has lots of range. It has range, okay, and I love it, okay, and so I hope you do too. And if you don't, I mean, moving right along. You don't even have to leave a comment or anything like that. As soon as you come on and you hear something that it just makes you feel sick or whatever, just keep it moving. I mean, you leave a comment. It suggests that maybe there's something else going on that you're covering up. I mean, maybe you kind of like it. It sort of gives you like goosebumps or something. It makes you sort of like shiver a little bit. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I like that voice of hers. So you kind of like have to diss it. Um, Let me stop there. Except to say, really, if my voice annoys you, please be my guest and invite yourself to please leave my YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Au revoir. Okay, now moving right along to this guy, Valentine Lowe. Okay, so is he the guy who was one of the authors of the Meet the Courtier? Yeah, he wrote this book called about the royal courtiers earlier this year or late last year, something like that, right? Because I can't keep up with these people, and on purpose, I don't, I don't have time. I mean, unlike people, oh, here's the book. Yes. Unlike people who seem to come on to someone's website just to diss them because you don't like somebody, so then you come on and you leave comments. If I don't like something or someone, I typically just ignore that thing or person. I don't involve my energy with it because, you live to be as old as I am on this planet and you realize how quickly the days go by, the weeks, the months, the years, and how quickly you're like, old. And you start to appreciate time. So you want to use your time in a way that is constructive and that is good and serves you. You don't want to waste your time on things and people that whatever. So I typically these types of people I would just like not pay attention, which could be a mistake. It's like burying your head in the sand or something. But life is just short, and I just don't want to. But apparently, so this guy yesterday apparently said something about Meghan having um released a letter that she had written to Prince Charles years ago, I guess as a way of getting attention to herself and to reignite this story about the royal family being racist and, all sorts of things, because Meghan has been absent from the public view since last year, since about December last year, except maybe for one brief sighting that we had of her this year when she had the Chanel bag. She's been away from the public view. She's been working quietly behind the scenes, being a mother, being a wife, and so on. And nobody has seen her or heard her voice directly. So, but of the fever coverage of her has not stopped. I mean, they create things and they manufacture things and then they go and they dig things up and unearth skeletons and bones, and they just, they just need, she's not even going to go to the coronation because she doesn't want to, I guess, be a distraction or whatever. She's and still they're like, digging for things. And so apparently he yesterday said that something to the effect, and I paraphrase, that it was Meghan who had released the letters that she wrote to um, King Charles years ago, and so Meghan set her lawyers on him and sent him a cease and desist.
Hi guys, today we're going to talk about
And
Harry and Meghan, of course, but I'm going to do a different format for this video. I usually read comments, right? I sometimes
so they're going to do a cease and desist. I mean, no, Meghan asked her lawyers to send him a cease and desist letter or something to that effect. And so he immediately came out and made some kind of apology, which is really interesting that he would so quickly come out. I don't see anything here with him. So quickly come out and apologize. So I guess it was some kind of a threat of legal action for defamation or whatever, harassment, whatever it is. So my question now is whether Meghan is going to go follow through on legal action against this individual, because I just wonder whether she's going to follow through on legal action, because they won't stop. They won't stop otherwise. I think you have to go where I guess it hurts, and that would be in their pocketbooks, because how do you just make things up like that and accuse someone of something like this, and it's just plain not true. You know what I mean? Because the thing about these types of people is that they have the platform that they have is so huge that everything that they say, even if 50% of the people believe them, the damage is done. You see, even if it's 25% of because their platform is so huge, you have millions of people listening to these people and watching this, and they just matter of factly continue to spread their poisonous, venomous bile about this young woman, and as if it's factual, you see. And so she basically had her lawyers send a letter. But I wonder whether she will follow through with that. That would be interesting, because it would help to make them more careful at a minimum about, the things that they're saying as if it's factual, and yeah. So his name is Valentine Lowe. I thought it was Jonathan Lowe. Now it's Valentine Lowe. Valentine Lowe. And it's funny because I find that a lot of English men or British men, whatever, have ganged up on Meghan. It's kind of weird because I don't remember in my entire life, as a woman of dual nationality from the Caribbean and also American. I mean, men are complicated creatures, and whatever, 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 whatever. But I have not seen before, I don't recall, a group of men, grown men, ganging up in this way on a girl, on a woman, and I wonder whether it's a British thing. It's like a British export. You know what I mean? Is this something that Englishmen do? They don't have like that boundary, because typically men know that women, what can we do? I mean, we can't fight you. We can't fight you. I mean, you're a guy. You're bigger. You're stronger. It's not a fair fight. And so, in my experience, it seems to me that, I mean, unless you have a criminal gang of men, doing criminal things, men typically don't gang up on a girl. I mean, more than likely it's going to be girl on girl in that kind of situation where girls bully another girl because they're jealous of her or whatever. Guys typically don't care. They're playing sports, they're doing their football, they're doing their basketball, they're doing whatever guys do. I mean, whatever that is, they're in their guy cave. They can't be bothered. Women are talking about shopping and handbags and, so it's kind of like, are these men all sort of like, are these straight guys who are doing this over in England, or is it a certain type of guy? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's a lot of them. You have this guy, you have I don't even want to call names at this point because they know who they are, but I find it very, very bizarre. It's not very masculine. You know what I mean? It's not hard. It's like really a bunch of humans who are supposed to be phallic, you know, acting like the other thing. I can't even say the word. It's like women. I mean, they're acting like bitches. These are bitches. I mean, honestly. And it's really bizarre. Like, it's really bizarre.